I come from a small town in the western part of Cuba. The town is called Consolación del Sur in the Pinar del Río province. I grew up over there. There was about 5,000 people in the town. And my father was a lawyer. My mother was a pharmacist. And all my uncles are doctors or have some kind of a steady job. But all of a sudden, I was, uh, born a musician. That's the only way I can explain it. I felt since I was a very small child a strong love for music, to the point that I, listened to American music, even in my little town where we had almost no access to American music. I'm talking about Glenn Miller and Louis Armstrong and of course rock later on. I was very much in love with music, and to be a person who gets up on stage and sings, and people just dance and be happy and enjoy themselves. And I remember very clearly when was it that I just made that decision, and it was probably I was 6, 7 years old, and Benny Moré, I don't know if you heard of him. He was and has been like the most important exponent of Cuban music of all time. Great singer, great band leader, such personality. He came to my hometown to sing, and when I saw what he did on stage, when I saw that, the change of mood of the people as soon as he got up and started to sing, the explosion of happiness, and I decided, I want to be like that guy. I want to be the person who, makes people happy. That's my mission in life. And I started dreaming and working towards my goal ever since. Of course, my father didn't understand that. He made me study a career in the university because he, didn't know how to evaluate my musical talent. And on top of that, this business of music is very insecure, as everybody knows. So in case this didn't work out, I want you to, choose a profession, a real, day job. So I went to school. I graduated from college for marketing advertising, which is a very creative career. I chose that, always knowing that, I was never going to be any such thing, but just to please my old man. And in the process, of course, I came to Miami when I was 14 years old in the Pedro Pan program. I don't know if you heard about that. And then, everything started taking shape in the music world as such. People usually don't like artists who use their music for anything else, which is not talking about love and regular things in life and all that. They don't like artists, using their music for political reasons or anything like that, which is okay. But I happen to be Cuban, and I happen to have a responsibility because of that. Cuban in this day and age in which, I know the reality of my people and how they suffer and what they go through every day in life, and the desperation of some of them to leave and to look for freedom and liberty and a just way of life. That I have no choice. I simply have no choice. I have to use my music because I am lucky enough to reach millions of people through interviews, through my records, through TV, radio, press, live performances. I have to use my way of communicating to let the people know the reality of my homeland, the sad reality of the Cuban people, which is so unknown throughout the world. There's a consensus out there that Cuba is a place of social justice and equality and freedom and all that, and it happens to be just the other way around, just the other way around. So it is my responsibility as a musician who reaches a lot of people to use this vehicle to communicate that. Therefore, I sing songs that mention that. I sing songs to make the people inside of Cuba feel a little bit of freedom and happiness and hope. And at the same time, I denounce the cruelty of the Cuban government. It was a very tough time for me, because it was the first time that I left my family behind, and all of a sudden, clashing into a new language, a new country, my family far away from me, all my friends, were left behind. And of course, during those years, 1961, still there was a certain degree of discrimination in South Florida. I remember very clearly that there was a candidate for mayor of Miami, which policy was to take the Cubans out of the city, and we called it spics was the favorite term of some people in South Florida when they referred themselves to us. And I felt that. I saw even the certain degree of discrimination. It was on the later stages already, when still you could see the water fountains, whites only, and certain restaurants that were only occupied by white people. But that didn't affect me a lot. I just was involved in the process of growing up, and so focused in music and in my own world that whatever that tried to accomplish didn't get to me at all. Well, in 1994, when the Cuban exodus, the latest Cuban exodus started, where more than 30,000 Cubans just left the island in little rafts, and they took them to Guantanamo, and then another group to Panama. Then another group was in Grand Cayman Islands and all that. We decided to make a group to help these people out, and to visit them, and to give them some support and see what they needed and all that. So we created a foundation, and we went to Guantanamo, we went to Panama, we went to Grand Cayman, and in the process we started to discover the great need that some of the Cuban diaspora experiences every day. There are Cubans in a state of limbo, for example, in Peru, in Nicaragua, in the Dominican Republic, some in Europe, which go through tremendous problems in their lives because they are not how do you call it? They are not in a status that they would receive any benefits from the government, that they cannot work, they don't, old people don't get any medical attention, young kids cannot even go to school because their immigration status in those countries is sometimes illegal. And so we decided to create this organization to go help them out. and to give them some advice, legal advice, to try to see how to bring them to the United States, because that's what they all wanted, if they had a possibility. And if they didn't, but take some help to them. And we did. We have been doing that for a while. And it's something that I enjoy doing tremendously. I think it's part of the process of thanking God for this wonderful opportunity of being able to make a living in what I do love, which is music, and having a healthy, beautiful family.